Divorce. A word that many fear, a word that signals an ending. But for me and my daughter, it was the beginning of a nightmare no one saw coming. For years, behind closed doors and forced smiles, my daughter lived a secret no child should ever carry. The fights between me and her mother were just the surface. Beneath it all, there was pain, fear, silence. She was trapped in a world where love was mixed with pain, a child caught between a mother's anger and a father's desperate hope to protect her. I watched helplessly as she struggled, her bright eyes dimmed by fear, her laughter stolen by shadows no child should ever know. And still, she kept it all inside. But that silence was about to break. Because sometimes the truth finds a way to come out, even when no one expects it. The day of the divorce hearing arrived, a room filled with strangers, cold eyes and heavy silence. My heart pounded as my daughter stood up, trembling but determined. In her small hands, she held a phone, a video, ready to reveal the truth no one had dared to speak aloud. As the video played, the courtroom fell silent. Faces froze in shock. The footage showed moments of fear, moments of pain that broke my heart all over again. Scenes no child should ever have to witness. In that moment, the mask my ex-wife wore shattered before everyone's eyes. But this video was more than evidence. It was my daughter's brave cry for help, a plea to be seen, to be heard, to be saved. And it changed everything. That video marked the beginning of a fierce battle, not just in the courtroom, but in our lives. Every word spoken by lawyers, every piece of evidence presented was a fight to protect my daughter's future. But the hardest battles were not fought with words. They were fought in her heart. Helping her heal from the invisible wounds, rebuilding her trust, and finding hope again was a challenge bigger than any court case. Every day brought new struggles, nightmares that woke her trembling, moments of doubt, and tears that broke my heart. Yet through the darkness, she showed incredible strength, a resilience that inspired me to fight harder than ever before. Because this was not just about winning a case. It was about saving my daughter's childhood and reclaiming her life. After the courtroom battles, the real journey began, the journey of healing. We sought help, therapy sessions, safe spaces, routines filled with patience and love. Slowly, my daughter began to smile again, to trust again. Our bond grew stronger every day, built on understanding and hope. But healing is never simple. The past still haunted her, nightmares that woke her trembling, moments of doubt, and tears that broke my heart. Yet through it all, she fought. She fought to reclaim her childhood, to find peace in a world that had once felt so broken. And I was there, every step of the way, her anchor, her protector, her father. Healing wasn't just about forgetting the past. It was about finding the strength to forgive. My daughter began to speak of forgiveness, not to erase the pain, but to free herself from its hold. She reached out to her mother, cautiously, with a heart full of questions and hope. It wasn't easy. There were setbacks, tears, and moments of doubt. But slowly, the walls started to crumble. And within the cracks, new light began to shine. Hope. Because sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is to open your heart even when it's been broken. And that hope became our guiding light.
With time, we began to look forward, not to erase the past, but to build a future filled with hope, healing, and new beginnings. We embraced the uncertainty, knowing that every step forward was a victory. My daughter's smile grew brighter. Her laughter, once rare, began to fill our home. We found joy in simple moments: dinners at the table, quiet walks, shared stories. Our bond grew stronger, forged by the fires we had endured. Though the scars remained, they no longer defined us. We were more than the pain. We were survivors. And together, we were ready to face whatever came next. The days unfolded slowly but steadily, like turning the delicate pages of a new book. Lily and I were learning to live not in the shadows of the past, but in the light of the present. School became a place where she began to shine. Teachers noticed the spark in her eyes, the courage in her smile. We built routines that grounded us: dinners together, weekend trips to the park, quiet evenings filled with stories and laughter. Each small moment was a thread weaving a tapestry of safety and love. Hannah's visits were still supervised, still tense, but sometimes, just sometimes, there were glimpses of genuine connection. One evening, after a visit, Lily surprised me with a hopeful smile. "Maybe someday," she whispered, "we can be a family again. Not the same, but something new." Her words stirred a hope inside me I thought was lost. "We'll find that way," I promised her. "Together." Time doesn't erase the pain, but it creates space for healing. Lily and I walked this path together, step by step. Our mornings became rituals of safety: breakfast together, encouraging words before school, bedtime stories whispered in the dark. Every moment was a chance to build trust where fear once lived. Lily's therapist praised her courage, but I knew the battles in her heart were still ongoing. Sometimes she would ask me, "Dad, will I ever feel normal again?" And I would tell her, normal means being safe, loved, and true to yourself. That's what we're working toward. Hannah's visits were still a fragile dance of hope and hesitation, a reminder that healing is a process, not a destination. Together, we faced the future, uncertain, but full of possibility. And that made all the difference. Each new day brought both challenges and hope. Lily and I walked through life side by side, learning to navigate a world that was sometimes harsh, but slowly becoming kinder. The scars of the past still whispered in quiet moments, but they no longer controlled our days. We built routines that grounded us, rituals that nurtured our souls. At school, Lily blossomed. Her teachers marveled at her strength, and friends treasured her warmth. She discovered passions: painting, writing, and even theater that gave her a voice and wings. Therapy was a steady anchor, a safe space where she could heal and grow. Hannah's presence remained complicated. She worked to rebuild trust, but the road was steep and uncertain. One evening, Lily said to me with a trembling voice, "Dad, I'm scared to hope, but I want to. I want to believe things can get better." I held her close, feeling the courage in her words. "Hope is powerful, Lily. It's okay to be scared. I'll be here with you, every step of the way." Together, we faced the future, stronger, braver, and bound by an unbreakable bond. With every passing day, the light grew stronger. Lily's laughter became more frequent, her smile brighter. The wounds of the past still lingered, but they no longer defined her. We learned that healing isn't a straight path. It's filled with ups and downs, moments of doubt, and moments of courage. But through it all, we held on to hope. Hope that one day the pain would ease. Hope that love could heal even the deepest scars. Together, we embraced this hope, knowing that the journey was just as important as the destination. And as the future stretched before us, uncertain but full of promise, we faced it hand in hand, ready for whatever came next.
Healing is not forgetting. It's learning to live with the shadows. Even as Lily grew stronger, the memories of pain sometimes resurfaced. There were nights when nightmares stole her sleep, and days when fear crept back into her heart. But each time, she found the courage to face those shadows, not alone, but with me by her side. We talked openly about our fears, our hopes, and our dreams. Because healing isn't a journey you take alone, it's a path you walk together. And together, we found strength in vulnerability, hope in the darkest moments, and light in the smallest joys. Trust once broken is difficult to rebuild, but not impossible. Lily and I took each day as it came, working slowly to rebuild the foundation of safety and love. We celebrated every small victory, a night of peaceful sleep, a smile after a hard day, a step toward forgiveness. With therapy and endless patience, Lily began to open her heart again. She learned that it was okay to ask for help, to lean on others, and to believe in herself. Our bond grew stronger, not because the past was forgotten, but because we chose to move forward, together. Even in the darkest times, hope can shine like a gentle light. For Lily, that light grew brighter with every day that passed. She found joy in little things, the colors of a sunset, the laughter of friends, the comfort of a safe home. Her spirit, once fragile, now carried a quiet strength. And as she grew, so did her dreams, dreams of a future filled with love, creativity, and freedom. Hope was no longer just a word. It was the foundation on which we built our new life. The future stretched before us, unknown and full of possibility. Lily and I faced it hand in hand, ready to build a life defined not by past pain, but by love and resilience. Every day was a new chance to grow stronger, to heal deeper, and to embrace the joy that life could offer. We learned that family is not just about blood. It's about the bonds we choose to nurture. And in that choice, we found strength, hope, and an unbreakable connection. Together, we were ready for whatever came next. Through every challenge and every tear, love was our anchor. It held us steady when the storm raged around us. For Lily and me, love was not just a feeling, it was a promise. A promise to protect, to heal, and to never give up. Even when the road seemed impossible, we chose to walk it together. Because love gives us the strength to face any obstacle and to find light in the darkest places. Every step forward was a victory, a step away from the shadows of the past and toward a brighter future. Lily and I faced uncertainty with courage in our hearts. We learned to embrace change, to find strength in each other, and to believe in the possibilities ahead. The journey was far from easy, but with every challenge, we grew stronger. Together, we moved forward, not just surviving, but truly living. Through every trial, Lily and I found strength in each other. Our bond grew deeper, forged by pain and healing. We faced uncertainties together, knowing that no matter what, we had each other's backs. In moments of doubt, our love was the steady light guiding us forward. We learned that together, we could weather any storm. And with that strength, we faced each new day with hope in our hearts. Slowly but surely, joy found its way back into our lives.
Lily began to rediscover the simple pleasures, laughter with friends, the colors of nature, quiet moments of peace. Our home filled with warmth and light, a sanctuary from the past. We celebrated every small victory, knowing each one was a step toward healing. With each passing day, hope grew stronger, and the future felt brighter than ever. Together, we embraced these new joys, grateful for the chance to live fully once again. Resilience is the power to rise after every fall. Lily showed me what it truly means to be resilient. Despite the pain, the fear, and the uncertainty, she kept moving forward. Every challenge became a stepping stone, every setback a lesson. Her courage inspired me every single day. Together, we built a future not defined by our past, but by the strength we found within ourselves. Resilience was our shield, and hope was our sword. The dawn broke gently over our lives, bathing everything in a golden light of hope and new beginnings. For Lily and me, this was more than a new day. It was a new chapter. A chapter written with courage, healing, and love. Her smile shone brighter than ever, filled with the promise of a future free from fear. Together, we faced the unknown, ready to write our own story, one of strength, resilience, and unbreakable bonds. No matter what challenges come next, we will face them together.